So what else do we need?
Well,
to
number
focused?
10 is we're going to have to focus on creating buyer urgency. We're going to have to
Wow,
become,
there's a big one, isn't it?
well, there is, and we could, unfortunately, it would take hours to cover this conversation.
Well, but it's one thing people have to, by the way, saying that, you have to look around and go to those seminars and go to those ideas and listen to people who are talking about how they're creating buyer urgency. We're not going to do all that here, but the point is that becomes a big issue.
It does. The thing that I chuckle about is the media says it's a buyer's market, and then they say don't buy. And you go, oh, well, hang on. It's either a seller's market or a buyer's market, and if it's a buyer's market, why don't you
buy? And if it's a seller's market, it's my best time to sell.
Well, yeah, and you're going, if it's a buyer's market, you need to buy. And here's the truth, and you and I, we study this a lot, and what we know is, and we've said it a lot, is that it's really the tale of multiple markets, of two markets.
Yes, it is.
And no matter whether it's a seller's market or a buyer's market, if you're in the market to buy real estate, if you want to buy or need to buy,
for whatever reason,
it's always a good time to buy good real estate.
There you go.
It's never a bad time to buy good real estate.
No.
Yeah, and good real estate is always personally defined, but then it also has some parameters that are universally defined.
You have to search it.
You have to be in the market.
You have to be in the market.
Yeah, so if someone
in the market.
if someone tells me, look, I'm considering buying, I say, great, then we need to get together. But I'm not really that motivated to do it right now. And you go, well, really, that's actually beside the point. See, because the property doesn't wait for you.
Right.
So if you're interested and you are interested in buying at any point in the next 6 months or a year, even 2 years,
you got to start looking now.
Well, we need to visit now. Because if I found the perfect property for you that met your criteria and it met the terms that you were requiring to buy,
you wouldn't want to wait 6 months.
Now, wouldn't you at least want to see that property?
Absolutely.
And the answer is always, well, I wouldn't want to let that get away.
There you go.
Yeah, the thing about buyer urgency is that people, actually, real estate agents need to check their attitude at the door a little bit, because they're letting the media, who, by the way, are not financial gurus.
Nope.
They are not the financially wealthiest people on the planet.
Nope. They have other agendas.
And they have other agendas.
Which is to make interesting news.
Yes, that is the business that they're in.
Yep.
Yeah. And they really, no offense, but usually don't always research everything that they need to report a story. No. And it's not that they've done anything wrong, but they rarely have the complete story, usually because they're restricted by how many words they can print.
So
how much time they have to say.
We better be able to our buyers and our clients and our client base to tell the real story. In other words, we have to kind of become more proactive in communicating in a way that counters the negative media.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can't predict how high a market will go, and you can't predict how low it will go.
Or how fast it'll change.
Or how fast it'll change. And the thing that I find really fascinating right now is we have historically low interest rates.
Yes.
People are actually, I'm kind of surprised, but people are being a little foolish by assuming that interest rates
stay there.
That price is the only part of the equation of affordability.
No.
Real estate purchasers are their biggest issue is the payment.
It is.
And
that's driven by interest rate.
And if you own a property for 30 years, how much you actually paid for the property over 30 years or 20 years or whatever.
15 or whatever it is, yes.
Yeah, and that, by the way, is a combination of the price and the interest rate.
Yes.
And if real estate agents would just take a moment, Dave, and do the calculation between if I paid this for a property and had this interest rate, but the property dropped by this amount, but the interest rate went up by this amount, I think they would find that over 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or 30 years, that drop
the price didn't matter.
Not
like the interest rate.
Not like the interest rate, Dave.
Yeah.
Not like the interest rate. If they had a pop in interest rate of 1% to 2% right now, by the way, it would blow the mind of the buyer how much they had just spent, more they had just spent, excuse me, than
well, these are the discussions, because when you're working with buyers, it really comes down to understanding their motivation and why. I mean, really, why they're wanting to buy now, because there's always a good reason that isn't even about the money. And then you just have to reassure them that you're going to find them one that's a good buy.
Dave, we have always said that when you buy a home, first you're buying it for all of the emotional reasons that you buy anything.
Yeah, lifestyle.
Yeah, the utility, all the utility reasons that you buy anything, the usage of it, the emotional feelings that it gives you for, buying it. Now, setting that aside, the other thing about a home that's really cool is you can buy a home and you can use it forever.
Yes.
Now that's rarely true about
Any other thing.
No, I don't have the same TV. I've been through multiple TVs.
Cars.
I can't tell you how much I've spent on TVs over my life.
Cars, clothing.
Cars, clothing. Yes, it goes on and on. But the house is, you and I have always said, it's a forced savings plan.
It is.
You don't need the house to ever go up in value.
You really don't.
And if you're never going to sell it, it doesn't matter what you paid for it.
No.
The issue is you pay it off.
Right.
And then it, by the way, becomes part of your retirement plan because you don't have that
Not
payment.
enough people think that way, do they?
Well,
So,
no.
yeah,
The last 10 years has been the last 10 or 15 years has been the go, go, go. Treating a house like a 401k or some sort of stock purchase.
Yeah. Well, it's also why all the things with home equity loans and that are just kind of ATM kind of thinking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.